Google is already working on the Pixel 7, codenamed Cheetah and Panther. So let's go over the 9 main changes to expect. But before that, a smart way to protect your money is to start investing. And with Masterworks, our sponsor for this video, you can now invest in physical art, which has proven to be one of the most reliable forms of investments in 2022. Check out Masterworks by using the link below. And now, back to the video with number 9, the new design. Back in February, CAD models of both the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7 Pro had leaked. The Pixel 7 got leaked by XLeaks7, while the 7 Pro got leaked by OnLeaks. OnLeaks especially has a remarkable track record when it comes to his CAD models, but XLeaks was also the person who accurately leaked the design of the S22 and the Pixel 5, so he has proven to be quite accurate too, meaning that these two models right here are likely the actual designs of the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7 Pro. And you might think that these designs look basically identical to Pixel 6's, but that's not necessarily the case. And that's because at number 8, we have the new color scheme. Every single year, when Google releases new Pixel phones, they give them a fresh coat of paint. Some color options have had really fun names in the past, like Really Blue on the first Pixel, Not Pink on the Pixel 3, and Oh So Orange on the Pixel 4. And what I really loved about Google's past color options was that they also had some accent colors, some on the power button, while some more recent Pixels like the Pixel 6 had a lighter colored piece of glass right above the camera strip. So it's pretty much a no-brainer that with the Pixel 7, Google will be introducing some new colors. And since the Pixel 7 would be Google's first Pixel that does not massively change the design over the previous model, I do believe that Google will be introducing the most unique color option yet. We actually rendered our version as to what color scheme we think would look awesome. And shout out to Jermaine, content creator, for providing us with his Pixel 7 model that he made based on those leaks. So we made a camera strip silver to give it a more distinct look from the current black. And we gave the phone this dual-toned blue and darker blue look, which from certain angles also looks a bit like purple. We think that this looks so nice, and even though it may not be the most premium look, it definitely screams that fun Google look all around it. And of course, that we had to bring back the colored power button, which Google actually killed with the Pixel 6. Number 7, in OnLeaks' Pixel 7 Pro leak, we can also see it having a frosted glass back. Google was one of the first, if not the first manufacturer to introduce a frosted glass back on their phones with the Pixel 3 back in 2018. But sadly, they got rid of it with the Pixel 6. And I really don't know why they did this. Maybe to make their phones look more premium, which was understandable given that they were also charging quite a bit more for them. But personally, I just think it made it look much worse, as the back was just a fingerprint magnet now. But luckily, this is now apparently coming back with the Pixel 7. And this is how we rendered ours too, and I think it looks great. You can see that based on how the light reflects it. Pretty excited to see this in person once it's released. But okay, aside from just these design changes, are we getting anything actually new? And yes, we are. At number 6, the Pixel 7 is actually getting some pretty major dimension changes. So the display is getting smaller from 6.4 to 6.3 inches, according to Ross Young, and based on the CAD model, we know that it is also getting shorter by 3mm, narrower by 1.7, and also thinner by 0.2. And I think that's great, as it makes the regular Pixel 7 more portable and easier to use with one hand, potentially opening it to a new market of users, and this might also make it cheaper. At the same time, even after those dimension changes, the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro are still smaller, and same goes for the S22. So it's not like the Pixel 7 would be a small phone by any means, just smaller than what the Pixel 6 was. And number 5, we have updated cameras. So one of the updates that is already visible on the CAD model and on our render is how the camera strip is now a single piece, as opposed to how it used to be on the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, where we had these two curved pieces of plastic and then the flat piece of glass that would sit on top. That didn't look good at all, and you could also easily feel the transition between the plastic and the glass pieces. However, if Google does switch to a full metal camera strip, then this would be much easier and also cheaper to manufacture than a full curved glass strip. So it might just be that our render with the metal strip is actually what Google will end up doing in the final version, as opposed to OnLeaks' render that does feature glass. Okay, now something that I honestly do recommend everyone do, especially in 2022, when everything seems to be so unstable, is to start investing. And there are so many ways that you can invest in, like stocks, crypto, NFTs, buying a home, or even buying a tech product like one of my sealed iPods right here. But Masterworks, our sponsor for this video, offers you a new method of investing by allowing you to buy shares in art. This actually sounded a bit weird to me until I had more look into it. And apparently art offers you a 3 times higher return and more stability than investing in the largest companies out there. Obviously, buying a painting by Picasso or Van Gogh is rather difficult as they're very expensive and super rare, but with Masterworks, you can buy a portion of it, sort of like buying shares in a company. Here's how they do it. Masterworks' team of art experts analyze over 60,000 data points to find trending artists with high potential for growth. They then go out and acquire works by these artists ranging from $1 million to $30 million. And after filing these works with the SEC as a public offering, investors like me and you can purchase shares representing an investment in those artworks. Check out Masterworks by using the link below. And now, back to the video. So, what about the actual cameras? Well, from the looks of it, they are remaining mostly the same. If we take a look at the CAD models, the Pixel 7 comes with 2 modules, a regular and an ultrawide, while the Pixel 7 Pro comes with 3. A regular, an ultrawide, and a periscope module. And just by looking at these modules, they look to be very similar in size to the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pros, the main difference being the ultrawide and the main module switching their positions. You might notice that some of the lenses, like the main, appears to be smaller on the Pixel 7 Pro than on the 6 Pro. That's because the lens size would not be visible on the CAD models anyway, but rather only the amount of space that the entire module takes. And when it comes to the amount of space that they all take, this looks to be about the same as on the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, indicating to me that any camera changes, if anything, would be very small. This does make sense though, as Google kept the same camera hardware from the Pixel 2 all the way up to the Pixel 5, so I don't really see Google ditching their Pixel 6 camera hardware after just 1 year. But this doesn't mean that we won't see any camera improvements at all, as every single year, Google has improved their image processing significantly, even if the hardware remained unchanged. At number 3, we have the 2nd generation Google Tensor chip, which we already know that Google is working on right now. The code name is GS201, and we've also seen some references of something codenamed Cloud Reaper, which is said to be the developer board for the 2022 flagships. Other than this, there isn't anything else that we know about the Tensor 2, but we can safely assume that Google would focus quite heavily on CPU and GPU performance, where Tensor lagged behind Qualcomm and Samsung. It did have some really impressive machine learning performance, which is likely to get even better with the Tensor 2, opening the door for even more unique new features like the magic eraser that we got on the Pixel 6. And number 2, this new Tensor chip should also give us an improved battery life. The Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro were not really that great in this regard, with some very mixed feedback from reviewers. And same goes for the fingerprint reader, which was one of the slowest that I've ever used on a phone. Now, it did get better with software updates, but I still don't think this is where it should be. And at number 1, and this is the biggest one by far, and that is the new Google ecosystem. Google has the weakest ecosystem of any smartphone manufacturer today, and that is because all of their other products, like the Google Nest accessories, they already work with any other phones out there. So you don't necessarily need to have a Pixel. On top of that, Google still does not have a smartwatch of their own. But this is about to change, as according to John Prosser, the Pixel Watch will finally be announced and launched in October alongside the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7 Pro. And I'm personally so excited for the smartwatch, as I do believe that it has the best design on any smartwatch out there. Plus, Google's software should work like a charm. The Pixel Watch has been rumored for so many years, but it apparently got delayed over and over again. If Google doesn't launch it now, I honestly don't think it's coming anymore, like ever. We have made a Pixel Watch video featuring our very own concept, which you can watch right here. And if you want to see more Leak Streamers episodes and more of our concepts on upcoming devices, then definitely make sure to subscribe. I'm Daniel, this has been Zone of Tech, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Zone of Tech, signing out. Cheers.